Welcome. Whether or not you are struggling or celebrating being the entrepreneur, the manager, the technician, all of these are required. The skills are required to be a practitioner of an integrative approach or an integrative medicine provider or integrative professional of any kind. Sometimes we're struggling with one of these roles. As an entrepreneur, the opportunity is to see what we're wanting, see what we're reaching for, and to also pivot and adjust and adapt and stay up to date with how to reach others and how to communicate who we are. As a manager, just like so many of our interactions, our relationships, our relationship with ourselves, our relationship with our clients, patients, relationships with people we trust to work with us. And really, marketing is relationships and communication. So whatever we're managing, including our relationship with time, sometimes there can be challenges and struggles in being the manager, managing self and things, and also being the technician, being skilled and up to date with what each of us does. There's a real opportunity in my field as an integrative physician to learn how to apply an integrative approach. That means how I structure my preparation, my appointments, my documentation, and how I actually apply some of the knowledge and information and details and facts and really turn it into applied wisdom so that the most important things are happening. The most important things are prioritized and emphasized in the appointment to the people I'm caring for. And also the key to applied medicine is to make sure it includes us, right? Our health, our needs. Things do cost time and money, and our receiving is also important. It's not just a one-way street of giving. So this meditation is intended to be used again. So hoping that it offers you something today, and you can also press play again in the future. Just joining me for a few moments, and we'll begin the formal aspect of the meditation. So thanks, Danny, for transitioning that picture. And I've been working with several mentoring clients, and I've been noticing that in the throes of a more conventional approach, whether or not you're a physical therapist or really any provider, psychologist, any type of medicine provider, sometimes it's hard to just pause and close one's eyes. And sometimes we feel like we need to calm down, we need to relax. And as I've been working with these clients, I also don't want to take for granted that, there might be, oh, we're starting the meditation, now it's time to close my eyes and be in a certain state. There is no state required for you to join in this moment with yourself. And let's just start with finding our feet on the floor and noticing if you're breathing and making any adjustments in your posture so that you're comfortable and upright. And if it feels right to have your hands in some type of gesture or expression of receiving. So often many of us are imbalanced in that partnership of giving and receiving. So I'm having my hands in a physical expression of receiving and softening. Transitioning from that state of just keep going, just get it done. Sometimes that can feel like pressure. And there's many things to attend to. Patient's needs, patient communication, the actual nuts and bolts of providing care, email, if you own your own business or manage your own business, the many aspects. And so if you're listening to this meditation, just notice if you're doing something, and I just invite you to stop. I invite you to join yourself just for a minute or two, just to stop doing what you're doing, just to arrive in your breath, to let yourself breathe, notice and be in your body. Perhaps placing your hand on your belly, seeing if you can actually feel that you're breathing, and know that you can give yourself, and it is safe to have some space and some time right now. Continuing to breathe, and if you are able to keep that one hand on your belly and perhaps place the other hand on your heart. So this is a physical posture of referencing yourself, attending and noticing and feeling yourself. So in our programs that are one-on-one and small group and larger group and retreat, so this is a self-referencing. How am I? Where am I? Seeing if you can drop into not just the front of the heart, but also the rear heart. There can be a place of peace inside us. Sometimes the peace is in the storm. It's in the thunder and the lightning and the lights go out. Sometimes it can be being in that peace in a sense of chaos. So I encourage you to continue to breathe and to reference yourself and to allow yourself to be exactly where you are. So this meditation is to attend to that. Where am I today? What is my leading edge right now? Perhaps it could be a challenge to further celebrate your successes, or perhaps be the challenge to be with something that you've been working with a long, long time. Let's enter into just a moment or two of silence, just to see what bubbles up. What is calling your attention? What is challenging you? What is bringing out your best attempt right now? And staying in the silence, I'll just drop in some examples that practitioners have shared in the past to this question of where am I? What am I, quote, working on? And then we'll go back into silence for you. You may be working on trusting and letting go. And that could be specific or it could be general. You may be dealing with fear or feel paralyzed in some way. You may be creating something new, a new work structure or a new way of working, or maybe you've welcomed a new support or a new employee, or you're collaborating in a new way. You may be grieving. And recently we've been hearing about grieving. My children are leaving. They're leaving the house. And then at the same time, a celebration. My kids are leaving the house. I'm not grieving. Perhaps you're also in the process of giving yourself permission to fully transition to an integrative way of working. Perhaps there's been a conventional part of your day-to-day that you're now more fully letting go. So I'll give you a few more moments in silence. I'll give myself some silence just to see what is it that is arising in each of our lives for us to attend to and be aware of. This is something that is calling my attention. And as we are listening for that, also just making a request to feel as soft as possible, requesting a sense of calm as much as possible, requesting and being open to receiving help. Help me to receive the help that is there for me. And so if you have any specific requests, for example, please soften me, please calm me, please help me to receive. If there's any specific request, you might just formulate that for yourself in this moment. You might say, from my heart, I request. And then after you've heard yourself, and if you're listening to this meditation on repeat, you can also pause so that perhaps you need a little bit more time to make some more requests of all the things that you might be needing, which would be a great exercise, is to stop the recording and to hear all the things that you might request right now. Different types of support, different types of energetic and actual, literal receiving and support. And after you've made those requests, I was trained and my teacher taught me to say thank you with gratitude and full faith. And that really refers to faith in life and faith in self with a capital S. So I want to thank you for joining the meditation today, and thank you for giving yourself the gift of time and space. I want to acknowledge that you've taken the time to tune to yourself, and actually what we now know in this type of integrative approach and this transition to really a new state of being, a new way of operating, a new operating system, if you will, that we are acknowledging and tuning to ourselves because we are the instrument. So there is knowledge and there's accumulation and it's doing the right things and knowing how to order tests, interpret tests, do physical maneuvers, and to do the nuts and bolts of our day to provide service. And we are the delivery. We are the offering. We are the instrument that needs to be tuned because we are the connection for the service to take place. So what we offer at Philadelphia Integrative Medicine through the different ways that we work with people is this skill building to attune and also to nurture and care for and know the instrument, for you to know you and for you to know and nurture your needs and also to connect with yourself and with a sense of community. Thank you so much for joining.